who needs an environmental audit in Kenya? So who needs to be subjected to these environmental audits? Anyone. The first group is anybody who has an environmental impact assessment license. Now, if you acquired your EIA in the beginning, you need to do an environmental audit. That is the first group that are compliant. If you ought to have done an environmental impact assessment and you have not done, and you're already operational, I think for you, we can say now you're committing double crime, because the first one was supposed to acquire an EIA license, which you don't have, and then you can now start conducting environmental audits for your operations. So if you have been in business for more than 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, and you have not done your environmental audit, and even in the beginning you never did your environmental impact assessment license, I think now you're even getting worse. It is getting worse and worse and worse, because you cannot do an environmental audit without the environmental impact assessment. Just in case you skipped that, whether you knew it or it was intentional, you need to go back a few steps and first do an EIA. Even if you're operational, you can do an EIA for your operations right now, hoping you have not already caused damage to the environment that is significant, because that then could have its own repercussions. So who needs an EIA? Who needs an environmental audit? All operational facilities, all operational companies, businesses that exist in Kenya that should or are subjected to EIA. And who is subjected to EIA? Any business, any person, any project that has the potential to cause impacts to the environment. So in short, almost biashara zote zenye zilikuwa na EIA ama zenye zilikuwa subjected kwa EIA zinafaa kufanywa audit. Mahospitali, the factories, coffee factories, tea factories, factories za macadamia, factories za avocado, factories za mining, quarries, we have milk processing plants and factories. We have manyumba. In fact, manyumba residential na commercial zinafaa kufanyiwa environmental audits. Yes, they're supposed to have environmental audits. The dams, if you did dams, you're supposed to do audits for those dams. Every project that has impact on the environment should be audited to see how well it is sitting and interacting with the environment. So I hope that answers the question of who needs an environmental audit. Everybody who is causing impact on the environment. They require an environmental impact assessment and an environmental audit. So in case you're looking for an environmental audit, or in case you're not even sure if your business, your company requires an environmental audit, call me, tell me about your project, and then I'll be able to advise you accordingly on whether you need an environmental audit. And if we find out that you actually need an environmental audit, then we can go ahead and agree, and I can do that for you. So reach me out in case you need this service.